visit SystemPavers.com. Plus, enjoy special financing to get the ball rolling today. With 30 years of experience and more than 75,000 projects completed, System Pavers delivers more than just beautiful outdoor remodels. You get peace of mind knowing the job's done right. Call System Pavers at 800-PAVE-004 today. That's 800-PAVE-004. Or visit SystemPavers.com right now. All of this must be placed on July 31st. Financing subject to credit approval. See website for full offer and demolition savings details. Contractor's license 661575.
CBS News Time, 11:48. How's traffic tonight, Carolyn?
Well, we'll take a look at this crash over there in the Oakland area. It's westbound 580, and it's just
Having a hard time hearing you, Carolyn.
I'm so sorry about that. Put a little bit closer there. This crash is on westbound 580, just west of Highway 13. Two vehicles involved there. One of those cars is already off onto the city streets. The other one's on the shoulder, and CHP is on scene. They're already getting a tow truck to the scene. Also, it looks like on the peninsula, 280, or actually the 92 eastbound to the connector ramp to from 280. It looks like we have a car that spun out. It's perpendicular to the roadway right there. CHP is now on their way to check it out. And don't forget, in Marin County, northbound 101, that off-ramp to Highway 1 or Stinson Beach there, that is shut down because of high tides that are causing some flooding there. Your next traffic update is at 11:58 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Windy overnight and foggy at the coast. In fact, foggy pretty much all around the Bay Area, but we'll see the fog burn off except at the immediate shoreline tomorrow. 60s at the beaches, 70s around the bay, and the mid-80s in the inland valleys. A little bit warmer Thursday through Saturday, well into the low to mid-90s, and then backing off on the temperatures just a bit to the upper 80s on Sunday and Monday, but continued really heavy fog at the coast for the next 6 days. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on KCBS.
I can live my dreams.
I can rewrite my story.
I can create a future I look forward to.
When you enroll at a California community college, you open the door to unlimited possibilities. But if you want to transfer to a four-year university or earn an associate degree, financial aid and hundreds of career programs are here to help make it all happen.
I can do this.
It's time to take control of your future. Classes can fill up quickly, so enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
Nature Valley has helped restore access to 10,000 miles of national park trails, and we're on our way to restoring even more, because every mile is a new memory. Life happens out there. Nature Valley.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Never miss a headline. Never miss a story. Never miss the news.
A little bit more information about that vegetation fire.
Download the Odyssey app and favorite KCBS to stream the Bay Area's news station whenever and wherever.
They're now getting word from the sheriff's office that door-to-door evacuations are taking place.
That's AUDACY and favorite KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 11:51. I'm John Evans, editing the news tonight. Michael Rockaport. Iran is getting ready to send hundreds of drones to Russia. KCBS's Liz St. John.
Russia is looking for more supplies.
While they still outgun, outman, have more ammunition than Ukraine does, as they've paused right now, they're looking to rearm, refit, refuel.
The White House says Iran is planning to send hardware to Russia and provide training for its troops. Retired U.S. Army Major and military analyst Mike Lyons.
If they can bring hundreds of drones, which is what the report says, to the battlefield, it gives them a significant advantage when it comes to deep fire, looking over the horizon, seeing what tactical maneuvers the Ukraine military is doing, and it really could tip the balance of favor back more clearly in the side of Russia.
Ukrainian forces have targeted Russian ammunition sites repeatedly over the past couple of weeks.
Clearly, that's what the Ukrainian military is doing, is targeting those ammunition dumps, knowing that as they go up in flames, the Russians have less capability to attack.
Liz St. John, KCBS.
There was another power outage at Stanford. It happened today. In fact, this morning, lights went out, affecting 60 buildings. Stanford said the outage impacted athletic areas and the housing and dining services. So Silicon Valley engineers are basking in the glow of the jaw-dropping images from the James Webb Space Telescope. CBS's Matt Bigler spoke with the head of the team that built the camera taking the pictures.
Galaxies over 13 billion years old were seen for the first time by human eyes thanks to the James Webb Space Telescope. One of the first images taken by the telescope's near-infrared camera was a nebula, two white stars emitting waves of orange as they died a slow death.
The nebula at the end was just blew me away. I think that was just an astonishingly beautiful picture.
Malcolm Ferry, Chief Systems Engineer for Lockheed Martin's Advanced Technology Center in Palo Alto, says he hopes the upgraded level of detail will help astrophysicists answer the big questions about space and life.
Where did we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? The why are we here will leave to the philosophers, but the other two I think we can get a little bit closer to with James Webb.
To see James Webb's first images, go to kcbsradio.com. In Palo Alto, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Anne Shulgin, who with her husband Alexander pioneered the use of psychedelic drugs and psychotherapy and co-wrote 2 books on the subject, has died at the age of 91. Her daughter said that Shulgin had suffered for a long while from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Her husband died in 2014. And Monty Norman has died. He was a British composer who wrote the theme for the James Bond movies. Norman wrote the theme to the first Bond film, Dr. No, in 1962. Producers then hired composer John Barry to rearrange the theme. Barry then went on to compose scores for about a dozen Bond films. Norman wasn't happy about that. Monty Norman died yesterday at the age of 94. KCBS News Time, 11:55, and here's your Money Watch.
Less than a week after Elon Musk dropped his offer, the company, as expected, is taking him to court. It's trying to force Musk to complete the $44 billion deal. Inflation fears grip Wall Street, sending stocks lower. The government's June consumer price report is due tomorrow, with a big year-over-year increase expected. Dow Industrials fell 193, the S&P dropped 36, the Nasdaq tumbled 108. GoPuff is tightening its belt, cutting staff, and closing dozens of warehouses as it adjusts to a worsening economy. About 1,500 employees are affected. It's GoPuff's second round of job cuts in 4 months. Netflix continues to work on an ad-supported version of its service, part of its response to falling subscriber numbers. Dow Jones reports Netflix is in talks with Hollywood studios for permission to use content already available on its regular plan. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
You're invited to our Takori Summer of Love event, July 14th through the 23rd. Hi, this is Ronnie Heller, President of Barron's, the East Bay's #1 Takori dealer. We are unveiling the latest designs from the world's famous Takori collection of engagement and wedding rings, all in one place. During this event, pay no sales tax on any Takori purchases. Stop by or schedule an appointment. Call 925-452-1700 or go to barronsjewelers.com. Barron's, legacy of elegance.
Do you need an attorney right now? Are you stressed out and depressed because you want a divorce? Are you and your ex fighting over the kids for child custody or child support? Could it be you're not getting the spousal support you need to survive this storm? At the Jag Group Law Office, we hope every family can work through their problems. But if you're unable to resolve your issues, you need an experienced family law attorney, such as attorney Tristan Jackgroup of the Jackgroup Law Office. Attorney Tristan Jackgroup is an experienced family law attorney that is highly rated and awarded by other legal entities. He's passionate about meeting the needs of his clients, and he keeps his clients updated. For professional, on-point legal representation, call the Jackgroup Law Office, 510-556-4013. That's 510-556-4013. 510-556-4013. Or visit jackgrouplaw.com. That's JAGROOP law.com.
Rob tried to manage his constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating day after day. After realizing it was irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, he found another way and finally said yes to adding Linzess.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, as especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at Linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Abbey and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
It's 11:58. Traffic and weather together. Here's Karen.
And it's off to the Oakland area we go. This is on westbound 580, just before or just after the Highway 13 connector ramp. Two cars involved there. It was actually a hit and run. One of the cars left behind is on the right-hand shoulder. CHP is there. There were no injuries involved, and right now it looks like traffic is totally smooth through that area. Also, an earlier accident in Vallejo involving two cars on westbound 80 before Redwood Street. Well, that's been cleared. Traffic is smooth through that stretch. On the Bay Bridge, eastbound 80 from the western span of the bridge through the Yerba Buena Island Tunnel. Look for two left lanes to be shut down. They're doing some construction work there. Looks like traffic is smooth across the span. And we have a dense fog advisory in effect at the Golden Gate Bridge and high wind advisories on the Dumbarton Bridge and Benicia Bridge. Your next traffic update is at 12:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Heavy fog and a lot of wind overnight, turning sunny and breezy tomorrow after morning overcast. Highs from the 60s to the mid-80s, and we have the King Tide flood advisory in effect for at least 1 more hour before low tide starts to kick in. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on KCBS. It's Tuesday, July 12th, 2022, coming up on the Wednesday Morning News Watch with Elisa Clancy.
I'm Megan Goldsby on just how bad the smoke from the Washburn fire is looking on the Yosemite Valley floor.
I'm Marty Schaefer. The stubborn marsh fire in Contra Costa County has been burning for 6 weeks.
It's a peat fire, like peat moss, P-E-A-T.
I'm John Evans. CBS News covers the world next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
12 o'clock.
It's CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. The Austin American-Statesman has released an edited version, a version that is of a video of the school shooting in Uvalde. It doesn't contain the children's screams, but a warning. The report does contain the sound of gunfire.
It is difficult to watch. For long periods of time, officers stand in the hallway. One officer walking over to a wall-mounted hand sanitizer in the midst of the carnage. At 77 minutes into the edited video, the breach is made into the classroom, and a barrage of gunfire can be heard.
CBS's Janet Shamblian. The January 6th Investigating Committee has heard from an admitted attacker about why he did what he did.
Stephen Ayers of Ohio, pleading guilty to disorderly conduct at the Capitol, said many were hanging on Trump's every word, and that Trump could have convinced the mob to go home at any time, January 6th.
So why did you decide to march to the Capitol?
Well, basically, the president, got everybody riled up, told everybody to head on down. So we basically were just following what he said.
CBS's Scott McFarland. NASA has unveiled a new batch of images from its powerful new space telescope. CBS's Peter King on what's ahead.
With the first images received and released, scientists should be able to start downloading data from the James Webb's early observations today. Among other things, the Webb will look for so-called exoplanets that could support life.
A carjacker. Police on a chase through downtown L.A., speeding and driving on the wrong side of the road with a toddler still inside. KCBS TV's Jasmine Veal with the story.
Janelle Jones says she pulled up to the 7-Eleven next to her apartment to grab a free Slurpee for her son, whom she left asleep in the back seat.
My car was parked right here.
She says a minute after she went inside, she saw a man jump in her car and take off. She flagged down a police officer, and within 15 minutes, they used her iPhone to track her car.
The child is okay, slept through it all. The U.S. is going to increase its role in the Pacific as part of a plan to thwart China's growing influence in the region.
Scott Mayman reports for CBS from Australia.
The decision is timely. Australia just got a new government when China offered deals to take over security and other measures for the Solomon Islands. The increased role will see 2 new U.S. embassies open, one in Suva, the other in Tonga, and more American staff and volunteers.
An eyebrow-raising public service announcement aimed at residents of New York City. A 90-second-long video on surviving a nuclear attack. Residents are told by the city's emergency management agency to stay indoors. This is CBS News. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
They're pounding on the door. They're calling on the phone. It's the collectors. It's those credit cards you ran up trying to start your business. Now you found out that DBA hurts the family and brings the pain home. For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped customers get millions in credit. Ray Reynolds will get your score above 750. Do you need $50,000 of corporate credit? Now you can call Ray's webinar at 800-486-9020 and get your credit score up to 750 and receive a $1,000 cash credit card within days. That's 800-486-9020.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phones with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
He's arguably the world's greatest long-distance runner, but now Britain's Sir Mo Farah has revealed he's been living under a false identity since childhood.
A sensational run by Mo Farah.
A hero of the 2012 London Games, knighted for his achievements running away from a secret.
Most people know me as Mo Farah, but it's not my name or it's not the reality.
His real name, he says, is Hussein Abdi Kahin, and he was illegally trafficked to the UK as a 9-year-old, forced to work as a servant in London. Telling his story now, he says, to draw attention to the reality of child trafficking. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
The folks who decide who gets an Emmy nomination really like the HBO drama Succession. The story of a conniving media mogul and his family had got 25 nominations, including one for Best Drama Series. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
It's 12:05 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. Pretty heavy marine layer tonight. Sunny and breezy tomorrow, seasonal temps. Good Wednesday morning, I'm Elisa Clancy, and here's what's happening. The Washburn fire inside Yosemite has grown to more than 3,000 acres and is still only 22% contained. It's been a tense several days for those who live near the blaze, but the location of the fire has been a big problem for those in the Bay Area as well, because so many people vacation in Yosemite. KCBS's Megan Goldsby spoke with one of them.
The amount of smoke you're seeing in the air really depends on when you're looking. Gaurav is visiting with his family from Dallas. Said he's seen it change day by day since the fire broke out.
It was a lot of smoke yesterday. I think today was good. It's not that bad. It's a lot of, when you come out, it feels like, where are you? It's such a different kind of experience.
Right, you're used to seeing all the big peaks and they're kind of hard to see.
Yes, it was hard to see it yesterday.
Are the kids still having fun?
Yeah, having a lot of fun.
You can check the current conditions anytime on the park's website, along with negotiating any reservations that may have changed. If you were going to be staying in the southern tip of Yosemite, you've likely already gotten a call. I talked to a campsite manager who was making call after call to let people know it was closed. She said she felt so bad because she was just ruining people's vacation. If you're coming here to the valley, though, the choice up to you. Richard lives in El Dorado Hills. They plan to go hiking, he said, but instead...
Just driving around seeing the sights. Brought a couple who haven't been there before, so...
Just being part of the site.
Yeah, well, trying to get as close as we can to the site so we can see them.
Yeah. Exactly. What would you tell people who are visiting some of the Bay Areas if they're thinking should they come on their trip or not?
I would wait if you're local and you can come another time.
In Yosemite, Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
And the marsh fire has been burning for 6 weeks and has yet to be put out in Contra Costa County. An air quality advisory is in effect for eastern Contra Costa County, where smoke from the marsh fire is expected to affect those in Pittsburgh, Antioch, Oakley, and Brentwood. The fire's not threatening structures any longer, but it continues to kick up a lot of smoke.
As KCBS's Margie Schaefer reports, getting it out will require some creative thinking and cooperation. The marsh fire is an unusual fire. It's been burning underground since May 28th, since it started in a homeless encampment in Bay Point.
It's rare that we have one like this. It's a peat fire, like peat moss, P-E-A-T.
Steve Hill is with Contra Costa County Fire Protection District and says it's been challenging.